everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I wanted to show you how I made this unicorn squishy. So this was actually requested by quite a lot of people, and just a shout out to a few people was Candice, Sozin and Kawaii Squad. And yeah, thank you for that request, I hope you enjoy it. So to start off with, I took a block of memory foam, and this is actually my new memory foam that I was waiting to arrive for so long. And what I did was I drew out a rough kind of telephone like shape really, and I then cut out the middle part. To do this I folded the two parts backwards and just cut out the middle. I then did the exact same technique on each end to kind of make 4 legs. This shape was very blocky and it ended up kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a foamy type table, but to try and make it a little less table like, I then smoothed out all the edges. Towards one of the ends I really rounded it out to make it like the unicorn's bum. I then went ahead and smoothed out all of the legs so that they were less square-like and more round, kind of like unicorn legs probably should be. I actually went and smoothed this for a very long time. I think it took me about 10 minutes in total to completely just smooth this out by taking little snips here and there, and I just kept going it until I was happy really, and this is something that you want to do also. Just keep going in with the smallest of snips to kind of make it as smooth and round and as just neat as possible. Once I had my main shape, I then moved on and drew out a rough kind of tail shape, and what I did was I just cut this off a bit of an offcut piece and just smoothed this out until I had, well, a rough tail shape really. It's really hard to kind of explain, but you'll just want to kind of point it towards the end and make it almost like a whale shape if you look at it from the side, kind of like with the body and the tail going up, but this will act as your tail. You'll then want to work out the kind of size to cut out to fit it to the body more, and you'll want to hot glue this in place. Once hot glued, you'll then want to make the head. So taking another offcut piece, I drew out a rough kind of shape that I wanted the head to be, and I made this kind of like an egg shape. I then cut out the rough shape that I drew and then just smoothed it out. I took my scissors and angled them towards the end to kind of make the top of the unicorn head when looking down, so that I had a 3D shape of the head. I just kept smoothing this out and smoothing this out and smoothing this out until I had a ball-like shape which was a bit elongated for the unicorn's nose. Once I was completely happy with the size of the head, I then went ahead and cut out a little bit like I did on the tail. This was just to secure the head closer to the body. Once I had this bit cut out, I then moved on with my hot glue gun and just hot glued this to the body. Once hot glued to the body, I then needed the mane. So what I did was I took another offcut piece in the same way that I did the tail, and I just kind of shaped this in just what I thought the mane would look like on top of this unicorn, and it basically was just like a giant one of the tail, and I just hot glued this into place. Once the mane was fully in place, I then took some little offcut bits and cut these into 2 little triangles for the ears. I then hot glued these in place, and once dry, I then shaped them with my scissors to make them a little bit smaller. Once the ears were fully in place, I then went ahead and took another little offcut bit and shaped it into a unicorn horn. I basically just did a really elongated ear and just smoothed it out all the way around so that it was a nice smooth shape. I then hot glued this into place in between the ears. Once fully happy with the overall unicorn shape, I then moved on and painted the whole thing white. I did this with a mixture of puffy paint and a little tiny bit of PVA glue to just spread the paint a little bit further. I did 2 layers of this off camera, including the first one and then another, and then I went ahead and did a third white coat onto all the pieces except for the mane, the horn and the tail. You could also just paint the whole thing, but I didn't really see the point in wasting any paint as I was going to colour these in the next step anyway. Once I was completely happy with the coverage of the white on the body, I then moved on with a light pink puffy paint mixed in with some PVA glue again, and I just painted the mane and the tail in the same colour. What I did was I used a Fimo spreading tool, and I actually used both ends of this to get the neatest edge possible. I just layered it on and smoothed it out as I went on. You can do this part in any colour that you wish. I just went for pink because I love the colour pink, but you can do this in blue or purple or orange or brown, or whatever colour that you want. Once the pink had fully dried, I then moved on and mixed up a lilac colour paint. Then painted the unicorn horn with this, and I actually painted in between the ears, but my camera cut out at this point so I didn't get this bit on camera. But I think I did this bit after the face actually, but I'm not too sure, but that's what I did with the purple paint anyway. Once I had painted the horn, I then moved on with black puffy paint on my dotting tool, and I then went ahead and painted on the face. So I popped on 2 black eyes, which I went in and out and changed the size of them to make them a little bigger. I also then added 2 little dots for the nose. I then went ahead and added 2 little lines on the eyes to make little eyelashes for the unicorn, and I then moved on with some white puffy paint and did some highlight on the eyes. I then went ahead with some pink puffy paint and just painted on 2 little blush either side of the eyes. I then went in again with my dotting tool and some white puffy paint and just added on some detail to the unicorn horn. Once this was fully done, my unicorn was then complete. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been meaning to make a unicorn squishy for the longest time, as I've had requests from like a year ago, but I haven't really had the time to kind of make it. And recently I ran out of memory foam, so I kind of had to wait till my new block arrived, which it did yesterday. So I'm super happy with how this little guy turned out. I think it's so cute. I love the colours that I used, the pink and the purple, and I hope you do too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any requests or questions or anything like that, please comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!